I'm gonna ask you this question. How do you handle being respectful to your child's mother while still standing your ground as a father?
It's a balance, and you have to realize you lose some, you win some.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to, and this is only with the help of my wife, man, because I came from just trying to just really defend everything, just because, again, I didn't, even when it comes to our marriage, like, anytime I feel like it's something trying to paint a picture I'm not, I'm defense mode, right?
Yeah.
So, but I can't win every fight, man. I can't win. Sometimes you have to, lose a battle to win the war. So, being respectful, because at the end of the day, I am still an example to my son on how to speak to his mother, how to speak to his bonus mom. So, and even my bonus son, I'm examples to each and every one of them as a man, how I'm gonna handle the situation.
Yeah, even the people you mentor.
Even the people I mentor.
Yeah.
So, and what's happened is people because what divorce divides too. When you was married for so long, my last marriage was almost 10 years. So what happens is, when you separate, people take sides. Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's a casualty.
Yeah.
So some of those casualties that were in the past that maybe had fingers pointed have come back and said, I apologize, just because I made a point to take a stance to where I would not respond a certain way. Even when other people wanted to take it to social media, even want to air out everything, and they was waiting. I had my people waiting, like, what we doing?
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them.
What we doing? What
I
we
was
doing?
like, okay.
I was a weed head.
Like, what is he going to? But I was one of those people, but I was also one of the people, man, I hope he don't respond. You know, and you did exactly what.
Yeah. So, again, I knew the long game in that. I knew that, for one, that's gonna come back around, and my kids gonna see that. They're gonna see at some point, mom, my dad responded some kind of way, acted some kind of way.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want, my view has always been, regardless, I'm still gonna try to have the respect for you as my children's mother. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if we didn't do nothing else great, we did this great. This is our accomplishment. And so it's an appreciation there, right? And that gets sometimes, mixed up and and missed when we're dealing with all the other stuff, emotions, and we're dealing with hurt, we're dealing with unforgiveness and bitterness. We don't take the time to see that we are still parents of two beautiful children. And I appreciate the part you played in that. I appreciate the part that you played in raising them and teaching them in values and instilling and stuff that, honest with you, I couldn't do it by myself. So that response got to mirror that, even when it's hard, bro. And again, that wasn't something I just woke up wanting to do, but I still was determined to manage how I responded, even when it was like, gloves off. But I knew I just had to take a breather and just manage that.
Like, where did that come from? Is there somebody that you confided in to kind of give you that advice, or is that something that you just knew inside of you just had to do?
It's I'd say, like, it's a pet peeve of mine, first of all, to have people's relationships being just on social media. It did, because them same people say stay out my business. But your business is on my thread. It's on my reel. So you
opening the door for people to comment. And to take sides.
So understanding that, I think I just always thought it was distasteful, right? So it goes back to my faith. One of my favorite scriptures is, I'm justified by faith. And now I have peace with God. As long as I got peace with God and I'm justified by knowing that he know the truth, I really don't got to state my case and prove nothing to nobody else. And then again, coming from wanting to, man, like, it was so much slander. It was so many things and misconceptions out there. You know, one of my friends was telling me, man, you know, during that time, he's like, man, I'm gonna start calling you Tyler Perry, cause you got the drama, comedy, thriller, action. So I can laugh at it now, but you know, I'm like, man, I'm going through.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, trust me, I get
you know. So, but and all of that, just I think it was my faith, man. It was, I really had to believe that God knew, and that was the only thing that mattered.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good. I know how hard it is. Again, I wish I would have had this conversation with you earlier before. But at the same time, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn,
you know, and sometimes, like you say, it's all about your faith and you know, what you want to look, how you want to look out there. You know, you can. It's so easy to go back and forth, you know, but when you start thinking about the bigger picture, that kind of changed a lot.
And that wasn't to say that I didn't sometimes.
Yeah.
It was sometimes, so I'm like, nah, we ain't doing this.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we had them conversations, right?
Yeah.
And then, again, you know, when it comes to that, me and my wife are like yin and yang, you know, which you need, because sometimes we can be
kind of
pull you back and be like, was all that necessary? Was all that necessary? And I'm like, well, whose side you really on?
Yeah.
But knowing and appreciating that, you know, God put somebody again that, you know, can balance that out, because you know, we laugh because sometimes we can be that ride or die for each other. Like, you know, ready to pop the trunk kind of thing. You know, like,
I got your back no matter what. Yeah.
But then when it comes to just being accountable, she has a way. Like, we could have handled that better. You know, and I'm sometimes like, whose side you on, man? You know, but coming back and be like, you know what, you're right. You know, so just having a moment. Sometimes it's just a pause. You know, you need to. We got a saying, my wife saying she learned from somewhere in the ministry, pause, ponder, pray. When you got to pause, ponder, think about it, pray on it before you respond, because sometimes them seconds and minutes makes all the difference in how things turn of events come, you know, just with our response. So, yeah,
that's good. That's good that you have somebody like that, because I look at my wife the same way. You know, if it wasn't for her, I probably would have jumped off the cliff a lot of times and said things that I probably regret. And I have said things that I regret, that I wish I would have listened to her, you know, but sometimes we're not human, you know, we're not perfect. And to have somebody on your side to be able to call you out in love and say, babe, listen.
We better than that.
We better than that, you know. I know the truth. You know the truth. You know, that's all we need. We don't need to help the devil out or add to the drama. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes being silent is a response. You know, and my pastor and marriage counselor, he always tell us, you know, to take a B. Which is take a break. You know, and he gave us these 3 things that me and my wife, we use in our marriage to this day. That he said, is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? You know, before you have any conversation or want to speak on something, you ask yourself those 3 things before you speak on it. Is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? Sometimes some things can be true. Sometimes things can be kind. But you got to ask yourself, is it necessary? You know, is it really necessary to have this conversation?
Now.
Is this something? Right now, exactly. Because sometimes we want to have, hey, you did this right now, but was it kind? It was kind. Okay, but is that true? You're right. You know, and boom, is it necessary? And not only with your spouse, you can use those same tools with your kids.
Right.
You know, sometimes your kids will do something, but you have to ask those 3 things. Is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? You know, in a lot of relationships, you can use those tools. And man, our marriage counselor, he gave us those things, and
that's good.
Boy, it changed the dynamic of our marriage and how we move forward. You know, because those things, if we didn't have those tools, it would cause a lot of arguments, a lot of disagreements that really really ain't need to have, you know.